Have you ever noticed that sometimes when you speak English, people look offended? Maybe the cashier at the coffee shop stopped smiling. Maybe your coworker went quiet. You didn't say a bad word, you didn't yell, so what happened? Here is a scary truth. You might be sounding rude without even knowing it. Many phrases that are perfectly polite in your native language become aggressive when directly translated into English. You think you are being direct and clear, but to an American ear, you might sound demanding or angry. Welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, and today we are fixing this. In Part 1, we stopped you from sounding like a robot. In Part 2, this video, we are going to stop you from sounding rude. We're going to look at 5 extremely common English phrases that students use every day. These are phrases that kill conversations. And of course, I will give you the polite English phrases you should use instead to sound like a friendly native speaker. If you want to learn English conversation that builds relationships instead of breaking them, listen closely. Let's start with phrase number 1. This is the demanding customer trap. Imagine you are at a cafe. The waiter comes over, you want coffee. So you say, I want coffee. I want. In many languages, saying I want is standard, but in the US, starting a sentence with I want sounds like a toddler. It sounds like a little child demanding a toy. I want this, I want that. It's too direct. It treats the waiter like a servant, not a person. To speak English clearly and politely, we focus on asking, not demanding. Here are the alternatives. Option 1, can I have? Can I have a coffee, please? This is simple and perfect for beginners. Option 2, I'll have. This is very common in restaurants. I'll have the chicken sandwich. Option 3, I'd like. This is the short form of I would like. It is very polite. I'd like the salad, please. Let's practice. I'll be the waiter. I ask you what you want. You use can I have. Hi there. What can I get for you today? Did you say, can I have a coffee? Perfect. You sound friendly and polite. Phrase number 2, the bossy trap. You're at the dinner table with friends. You need the salt. You say, give me the salt. Give me. Again, grammatically, this is correct, but socially, it is a command. You are giving an order. Unless you're a general in the army or a parent talking to a naughty child, you should avoid starting sentences with give me. It sounds aggressive. So how do we fix this? We use modals, words like could and can. Option 1, could you pass? This is the gold standard for the dinner table. Could you pass the salt? Option 2, do you have? If you need to borrow a pen at work, don't say, give me a pen. Say, do you have a pen I could borrow? Option 3, hand me. If you are with close friends, you can use hand me, but you must add please. Hey, hand me that remote, please. Let's try it. I'm going to say something, and I want you to ask me to repeat it politely. Coffee shop. Sorry? Or, could you say that again? Both are perfect. No what's allowed. Phrase number 4, the fight starter. This one is very important for business English etiquette. Someone says an idea and you disagree. You say, you are wrong. You are wrong? Wow, that hurts. It's a direct attack on the other person's brain. Even if they are wrong, saying it this way makes you look arrogant. It shuts down the discussion. In American culture, we often soften our disagreement to keep the peace. Here's how to disagree without being mean. Option 1, I'm not sure about that. This is a gentle way to say no. Person A says, the meeting is at 5 p.m. Person B, I'm not sure about that. I think it's at 4. Option 2, I see it differently. This is great for opinions. I see it differently. I think we should focus on marketing first. Option 3, actually. You can use actually to gently correct a fact. Actually, I think the store is closed on Sundays. Let's try it. I'll say something wrong, and I want you to correct me gently using actually. Hey, the capital of the USA is New York City, right? Did you say, actually, I think it's Washington, D.C.? Perfect. You corrected me, but you didn't embarrass me. Phrase number 5, the condescending teacher. This is a mistake advanced students make. You're explaining something to a colleague. You want to check if they got the information. You ask, do you understand? Do you understand? Why is this rude? Because it questions their intelligence. It sounds like you are a strict teacher talking to a slow student. It creates a power dynamic where you're up here and they're down there. We want to check for communication, not intelligence. Try these alternatives. Option 1, does that make sense? This is the best phrase. It puts the responsibility on you, the speaker. You're asking if your explanation was good. Option 2, am I making sense? This is very humble. It shows you want to be clear. Option 3, you know what I mean? This is casual and used constantly in American social life. It's just too cold today, you know what I mean? Let's practice. Imagine you just explained a complex plan to your boss. Don't ask, do you understand? Ask if it makes sense. Does that make sense? This simple question can save your reputation at work. So, let's recap our rude to polite transformation. Not, I want coffee, but can I have a coffee? Not, give me the salt, but could you pass the salt? Not, what, but sorry, could you say that again? Not, you are wrong, but I'm not sure about that. Not, do you understand, but does that make sense? Just like in the last video, I have a challenge for you. Tomorrow, I want you to use the word could 3 times. Could you pass this? Could you help me? Could I have that? Could is the magic key to politeness in English. Use it and watch how people treat you differently. Now, we have fixed your robot voice in part 1, we have fixed your rude phrases in part 2, but there is one more trap waiting for you. Have you ever noticed that when you tell a story in English, people get bored? They stop listening? It might be because you're using the same 3 words over and over. In part 3, the final video in this series, we are going to talk about the boring trap, how to stop using good, bad, and happy and start using powerful English. If you want to sound intelligent and interesting, you need part 3. Hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss the finale. Thank you for learning with the English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, and I'll see you in the next video.